Hi everyone, welcome to this video. This video is going to be about how 22 is kind of the limit for men, where if you haven't had any relationship experience or felt love from a woman by the age of 22, it's over for you. There's nothing you can do anymore, and there's nothing you should do either. It's not going to be beneficial by that point to even find a relationship with a woman anymore. That's what I'm going to go over in this video. This is my fourth video, but it's going to be the only one of two on my channel. The other two, I took one of them down and another one of them got taken down by YouTube for hate speech or something like that. So yeah. So going back to the title of the video, the women that you are going to meet when you are 22 years old and you have no relationship experience, if you're a man at 22 years old and you've never had a girlfriend, it really shows your SMV that you are undesired by women. You've had around 6 years at that point until from the time you could have really started dating women. But after 6 years, you've come up dry, and that's because it really wasn't meant for you in your genetic code. You're either ugly, short, or mentally retarded or autistic. By 22, it has to become obvious to you that you are undesired by women. The women, if you are 22 years old and you finally attract a woman for the first time, the woman you will have attracted by getting very lucky will just be a girl that's either a 3 or a 4, or one that has been in multiple relationships, or you could say even worse, just been in one long relationship for the past 1 to 4 years of her life. It's really rough connecting to a girl that's been dating a man for 2 to 3 years when she's only like 20 years old, 20 to 21 years old, and she's dated one guy. She's been attached and released all this oxytocin for one man. She's fallen deeply in love with one man for multiple years, and she has years of chemical connection with him. She's never going to love you like she loved him, and no matter what, even if she quote unquote got over him, there will be some deep part of her that is still connected to him, unless he was like borderline abusive to her at some point. That's just kind of the way that human connection works. It doesn't all 100% fade away. Regardless, she's never going to love you or feel love for you that she did for him at some point. It's just not going to be as intense. She's going to have all of her first done and even more. She's going to be doing everything the second time, which just doesn't make it as just insane as it was for her and emotionally peaking as it was when it was with her ex. The other type of woman that you can get at 22 years old is someone that's been in multiple relationships. They've kind of fucked their chemicals in their brain by having sex with so many different men. In the times before birth control, you really couldn't have sex with more than one, maybe two men, because you would be you would, have a kid. And but now with the invention of birth control, the female brain was just never meant or capable of having sex and relationships with so many different men. Even one night stands, just having sex, does release bonding chemicals between her brain and the man's, but it does just kind of fuck it up, fuck the system up. It doesn't work so much anymore. And if you're the man, you're going you're meeting up with a girl who's had so much experience and so many prior relationships or one night stands than you have, the chances that she sticks with you out of all of her kind of after all of these higher tier men have left an imprint on her, if you really think she's going to just stick with you, then you're really delusional. You not only have to look out with the first woman you attract, but you're going to more than like 60, 70, 80% of the time going to have to get multiple relationships before you find one that is a good fit for you to marry and have children with, which is going to be nearly impossible. And it's nearly impossible for someone that has had no experience up to the age of 22 years old. If you're 23 years old and you're dating women that have had so much more experience, there's just no way that she's going to be the one that she settles down for. Since you're going to have so much lower SMV than every single one of her exes that she's ever been with or slept with, you're kind of delusional in that sense. A lot of guys have in their head they just have to pull one girl, and that's not at all the truth. You're going to have to pull multiple women, and it's not really going to get too much easier after the first one. You're going to be in a relationship while you have no experience, and the girl has years of experience. You're going to fuck something up. Just how That's just how it works. Most people are going to fuck up their first relationship, and the woman is going to expect you to do things that you just would have no idea how to do or understand what's normal. You're going to fuck things up. You're going to overattach to this girl because she's going to be the first partner you've ever had, and regardless of what women say, they are not attracted to men that are deeply in love with them or overly clingy or I think obsessed is a strong word, but just like deeply passionate about them. If you get deeply emotionally connected and into this girl, then she's going to more than likely lose attraction to you. That's just how it works. And she's not going to be able to fall deeply in love with you just because of how many exes she's had and how low your SMV is and how connected she's been with other men. All that in combination means that your relationship is going to be um where you either have to fake being someone you don't want to be, or she has almost complete power and control over you, where you kind of are the oofy doofy, and she just is a lot more valuable than you in the relationship, and the power dynamic is really fucked and given to her, and it's all in her favor. If you're 23 or 23 plus years old with no experience, um the best case you're going to find is just getting one or two girlfriends and kind of living the high off of having dated some woman at least once in your life. Marriage with kids and a lovely forever, like a happily ever after, is just, it's not in the cards for you, and it's a pill you're going to have to swallow. Especially as you get older, your perception of time, it starts speeding up. The difference of a year when you were 13 to 14, for example, or 14 to 15, versus when you're 21, aging to 22, the perception of time in each of those years is drastically different. For me personally, my memory is starting to fail me. I am not forming many new memories at all. My perception of time is rapidly speeding up, which is one of my scariest thoughts because I just feel like my life starting to get faster and faster and faster and faster without slowing down, and it's been doing that for multiple years and getting faster, noticeably faster through the past couple of years, and that's due to my lack of emotion. I think people with a lack of emotion just don't form as many memories just because you remember the highs of your life and you remember the lows of your life. You don't really remember the in-betweens. Going back to the title of the video, just I hope you older men, you kind of know what you're getting into if you're still trying to date a girl. I just want you to kind of know what you're getting yourself into before and kind of understand that what you're walking into, that you're not going to have, even if you get into a relationship, you're not going to have any power, or she's going to be, a 3 or 4. And I'm not even saying that's a horribly cruel thing. It might even be a looks match for a lot of the people that have had no relationship experience to that point, but it's not like the optimal thing for you, for what a man deep down wants. Um, no harm. I personally I would probably date a 4 out of 10, no questions asked, as long as personality wise she wasn't like an asshole and she actually cared about me. But yeah, other than that, just know that you're gonna be dating women that have kind of been imprinted and they're gonna expect a lot more out of you, especially because of how low your looks level is, your emotional intelligence. Um and that sounds kind of blue pill, but what I mean is like your relationship intelligence, kind of like how you navigate the relationship and kind of how you kind of perform for her in a way in the relationship to hold her attraction. And your height as well, you'll probably be on the shorter side. You just gotta know that there is no heavenly light. There's still a lot more to go. Even if you did magically achieve your goal of getting a girlfriend, that's not even 20% of the battle. That's really just the first 20%. It's it's not even the hardest 20, it's not even the hardest part of obtaining a wife and building a family, a stable one with a loving marriage. Getting your first girlfriend is really level 1, and it's taken you so many years, more than the average man has, where you're so behind the curve and you have so little experience that your path is pretty much impossible if you're being honest to yourself. Unless some magical, fairy dust sprinkles over you and you're a completely different guy than who you were the past 25 years of your life, if you're 26. Just know you're really the same guy and your SMV is the same. You're dating women that are out of your league SMV wise, regardless. That the relationship will be so unbalanced, and more than really 80%, because she's broken up with so many other guys before, you're not going to be the one that she stays and settles down with. You're really just another body for her. Just know that going into it, that your first relationship will be temporary, and it might even be harder getting another one after the first one fails. It's really all I wanted to say for this video. This is the second time I had to record this because I kind of rambled on and went off topic for most of my previous recording. I appreciate the 10 subscribers I have now. I would have had 13, but like 3 people unsubscribed, which is fine. I haven't posted in 6 months. Thanks for all the love and support. I got over 200 views on my first video, which is kind of insane. So I really appreciate you guys, especially if you listen to the whole video. So much love. Take care of yourselves, guys.